Peace,
We're
everybody.
live.
We live. We are live here on Instagram and with our daily magic this beautiful morning. What time is it, y'all?
One.
It's 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 10
Okay.
a.m. That's interesting.
Nice.
That's interesting only because it feels like time is just so made up. It's just so made up.
Ooh, you better
You
go get
know,
into that.
it's so made up. Like, am I really 40 years old? Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, like I'm a little younger being here, I'm younger today.
It's a curious question now that I would ask. So, like this whole term of age, what's the is it just our body that ages with that number? So, like let's say like the 40 years old, our body is in tune with that. So our body's been in here for 40 years. But then the question is like, do we connect? Are we connected to that, or do we connect to that ageless part of us?
I think it depends. On birthdays, I'm gonna connect to it. On days
Yeah.
that is not my birthday, I'm definitely gonna now I want to see. I want birthday presents. So you best believe I'm gonna connect to that human age part of me. And then on days that I'm not, I'm like, hey, I'm not 40. I'm uh, 240. Yeah, So I think we move in and out of the matrix using it for what it's worth, and then bringing it back to, you know, our true self, how we see it, whether that's a spiritual being having this human experience, you know. So
Or the opposite, a human being trying to have a spiritual experience.
see, that's the thing. I'm a human being having a spiritual experience when it's my birthday. You know. So
What's
what's
it
up,
like
y'all?
being in the vortex over there?
It's funny because I got in at about 3 o'clock in the morning here, and I felt great. And I woke up this morning, felt great. I mean, the bed I'm sleeping in is like, oh my God, everything. I just fell in it. It feels like I'm on a cotton balls. But I woke up this morning, I was like, oh wow, I feel great. So I, did my little morning routine, and I listened to a solar plexus binaural beat this morning for 20 minutes, right? And I was chanting Ram. And I did that for 20 minutes, right? After finished it, I had literally nauseated. Literally, I got up, my mouth was watering like I was about to throw up. And I went to the bathroom and I was like heaving and what nothing coming out. And I was like, what the fuck? And so ever since then, I just been like loopy right now. I'm like really, I almost called you and was like, no, Kai, I'm not doing it today. But I wanted to share what I'm experiencing. So I went to go and get me a Power green juice from a little juice bar, and I drunk some ginger shot. I have two ginger shots. I have one. I took one at the place, and then I took one to go, but yeah, that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling really nauseated right now. I feel like I'm good, but that's I feel a knot right in my solar plexus. Honestly.
Mm.
So I don't, I know I ain't pregnant. I just got off my cycle. So I mean, not unless I am, hey.
Well,
But
now we know
yeah,
that she's active right now.
I
We know that she's
put the
getting hers ready.
Antichrist in this moment. No, I'm just joking.
Hey.
Like, working the Messiah or some shit, but hey, it would be totally Rashidat to be on some shit like that.
Uh-huh.
I would not be surprised. I'm in this space of not being surprised at all. I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. Even these flies and shit that's around me right now, I'm here for it all. But Arizona though is, yeah, I'm excited. So journey my shaman journey starts at about 3 o'clock 4 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm just sort of chilling right now. I'm about to go out to the swimming pool. Hopefully that kind of opens me up a little bit. I don't know, but I'm not feeling too well, y'all. I'm not.
Makes sense, especially if you're having a journey. You about to have a journey, and
Is that what
usually,
it is? Is that what it is, Dale? It's because I'm about to have a journey. Why I gotta get
yeah.
sick because I'm about to have a journey though?
Well, first off, because I'm curious, what type of shamanic journey is it? Like, what?
I'm just open. I'm just. It's a shamanic journey. It's not with any plant medicine. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think. I don't think. Again, like I'm just open. When I seen it, I was drawn to it. I did it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna be open. And I really didn't want to look into what it is. I just wanted to come and
You
and
felt it.
just yeah, and just be like, ooh, okay, because if I read too much into it, I would
Mhm.
think that I'm supposed to do this. So I would create a certain narrative for it, and I didn't want to do that. So
Wow. It's like, for me, it feels like you just followed your soul, and then allow your egoic part of you to like step in. Because when you start reading it, then the mind starts processing and starts throwing those little things like, "Hey, what if this happens?" Or
yeah,
this? You're like,
yeah,
"Yo, I'm
yeah. And I
interested
didn't
in
want to
this."
talk shit afterwards, like I didn't even get this and I didn't even get that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't, well, she could have did this, and I read that it's supposed to be. No, I didn't want to do any of that. I just seen shamanic journey into the vortex. I said I'm here for it, and I'm be in this sort of spiritual vortex in the mountains of Arizona, and I'm just here for what's gonna come up, what's gonna happen, what'll show up
Yeah,
or what not to show up. Hopefully I throw up. That's what I really want to do, because this right here ain't it. This here
yeah.
ain't
But it seems like it's already happened in your journey. And what usually happens before, once you make a declaration, especially for something intense like that, like a shamanic journey, the journey begins before you even get physically into the
before I
journey.
get there.
So
Yep.
it makes sense. What's happening now is the stuff from that solar plexus is coming up to be released.
Solar
And
plexus, Dale. So Dale, can you tell me some things that are connected to our solar plexus?
that's a good question. I don't even know. Isn't it like the power center?
That's the
Power
power center.
center.
Oh, oh, and she's drinking the power. So there you go, right there. You have it right there in front of you. Something connected to your solar plexus. But then, the way I like to always like find out is like, what does solar plexus mean to you?
It is connected to my personal power,
Mm-hmm.
my self-esteem, my
Mm-hmm.
confidence.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I do know that there is some things that I have been sort of challenged with in my past with that. And so it's definitely a message. It's definitely something that I can see why I'm being led to this space, and
Yeah.
why my solar plexus is like, we're gonna have to get rid of this. We're gonna have to get rid of this. So whatever it is that I'm holding on to, I'm open to letting it go pretty soon. I hope so, because it
Let's take
ain't
the
cute.
soon out of that.
Soon.
I said, take the soon out of it.
Take the soon out of it.
What you just said.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's gonna
So,
be out.
yeah, you ready? You ready to let it go?
I am so ready to let whatever that is go.
Yeah. Oh, seem like you're about to do that in a couple hours.
I am. So have you ever had a shamanic experience? Well, I know I have with Kai actually. Kai has been my shaman before. We had a great experience. Have you guys had a shamanic ah, ah, okay. Experience? Sorry.
Dell has been mine too.
She has
Mm.
been mine too.
Oh, so that means we gotta all get together and have a shaman experience together then.
Yeah, yeah. How was
Yeah.
your experiences with that?
I remember that there was one time, I think I had like a headache or something like that. And Dell got his drum and he was like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "I guess so." And we had I had a really intense experience. And it's so amazing how two things can create transformation: intention and action.
Hmm. Intention and action. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a formula of creation. That's definitely a great formula. It's definitely so Dale, just off the subject, what's going on with you and your belt?
It's always been here the whole time, and I decided to bring it back. So this belt for me reminds me of the connection I have with my father, who transitioned on last year. So when we were kids, or when I was a kid, well, actually we all are kids, but when I was a kid, this is like our bonding moment. We used to always talk back and forth about the wrestling going on, and that's when wrestling is really good, with WWF battling WCW with the Monday Night Wars and those things. But synchronistically, what happened last year was right around the time of my dad transitioning. I was thinking about the bonding moments that we had and remembering those things. And
Mm-hmm.
also, that sparked the catalyst for me doing some deep, intense healing work for the past year.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to me in this moment of when I asked my mom and my dad for a belt like this as a kid, and I was told no. And I had some trapped energy of resentment towards them from that situation happening in that way. And I was
Mm.
able to resolve that. It's funny when we actually start to look at the reasons why we really feel some type of way compared to just, oh, I'm feeling some type of way. And then
Right.
sometimes like something that you can look at from a different perspective because you're more adult, more mature. So I'm like, oh, like they didn't have the money to afford it, or maybe they did. They just decided not to do it, and it's okay. So then I asked myself from that experience, like going back in time, talking to that kid part of myself, I'm like, do you still want that belt? And that part of me is like, yeah, I still want that belt. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get the belt now. I have the money to get it now. It's a different situation and stuff like that. Okay, you want to get the belt? Let's get the belt. I let it
Okay.
go. And what happened later on during that day, after doing some breath work, I got this intuitive nudge to like, hey, go on Facebook and just look to see if there's any groups that have championship belts. So I found this group that creates custom championship belts and also just other replica belts. Oh, that's pretty cool. So they had a contest that day, and it was like 30 something slots for people. You put in like $12 per slot to potentially win a belt from a raffle.
Mm.
So I got three of them, and I had no expectation. Like, oh, I'm gonna get this thing. I'm going to force myself to win it. Oh, interesting. Let me just try and see what happens. I put those three in it. I let it go. Wasn't no resistance. Went out my day, just frolicking and stuff. But the next, my phone started blowing up with notifications. I'm like, what's all this coming from? And I saw it, and the first message I saw was like, congratulations, you won the belt. You won the
Hey.
so like, what type of belt you won? I'm like, oh, okay, okay. So I won the belt. I got it customized. I have my business logo on it, like right here. You can see it and stuff. Got my name on it. But it was cool to be able to get that. But now it's just like a memory of that, but also a deeper aspect of that is like, yo, like when you like really want something and you don't have resistance towards, like things just start to unfold. The universe just finds ways. And I'm like, I would never had like thought like, okay, I'm gonna get the belt this way. It's like, yo, I'm gonna get the belt. I'm gonna get the belt, and just let the universe decide for me in a way beyond my dreams of how it could happen.
Frozen in time.
That's like the perfect photo though.
It is, right?
And she'll be back.
Absolutely. So what were we saying about shamanic journeys?
I got you see my horns.
Yes.
Roar, shamanic journey. This is happening. You know what I'm saying? What they say of like just how all of us are shamans anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I believe that. I mean, there's people who are more skillful because they practice the shamanic stuff in a way, the aspects, but what they can do, we can also do. So it's the same thing like what Jesus said, like what I can do, you can do.
Was Jesus a shaman?
Of course. He was the most lit one out there. One of the most lit ones out there. But with the aspects of this, and of course, like with this whole within the aspects of that, and that's from my own experiences with shamanism, how the ego makes with shamanism could be a very intense thing.
Okay.
Meaning
Okay.
people feel-
Hey, you guys, I'm back.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So I was saying like the ego.
We're talking about how Jesus was a shaman, and now Dell's breaking it down into the ego.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Jesus was a shaman?
I mean, so to bring
You know,
it more
that's my BFF in my head. So
bring it more into context of it is like we all are shamans as well.
we are.
And that's what people say because we all have that ability to connect to spirit, connect in that spirit world. But what can happen is some people are more skillful at it, and it's like a practice. It's like where Ra, she's a beast at yoga. She's a beast with her yoga practice, but she practices so much that it's just her craft now and her passion, and she can flow with it. And also now she has her own flavor with it too. So it's like that type of practice and devotion is like with these skillful shamans, and these are like the people who can hold spaces. So like from our plant medicine and things like that, people who are skillful and practice with it, they have more skills at it, but also we can develop our skills as well, cultivate even more. But we all have that shaman ability within us. And what I was about to just say is just with the ego thing that can happen is, and I've seen it before in my own experiences, and even myself, I had it a little bit with myself, but I let it go, is thinking that as a shaman, and let's say you're more skillful, that you feel like you're better and superior to the people around you. They're your followers and they're beneath you and everything else like that. And the ego can play the part in that way of that. But what's to say with the power? And we've seen it from watching Netflix, John of God, Michelle, all these powerful people out there who they have these powerful tools from the higher intelligence and stuff. So then they get a following and things like that. But then the ego sneaks in those lower energies, and like you see the people with this profound teachings, but then they start to do egoic things from that ego. So that's what I wanted to say, like for people out there, is like we're all on the same level. It's just that people are more skillful with whatever they are, and you also can improve your skills as well with it. There's stuff that you can learn, there's stuff that you can teach right now, and vice versa as well. There's always something that even if a person is considered the shaman of the group or whatever, there's always something they can learn from every single person. There's something they can teach every person. If they don't think that, then I personally feel you should question that. Because that's ego. I'm superior. I can't learn anything from you. You're beneath me. You need to follow me. I don't change what I fit, my beliefs or whatever my teachers are. This is what they are. And I forgot who said it, and it's so true. They say, you want to really test just how enlightened the teacher is in front of you? Question whatever they teach, and you'll see. I'm like, that's profound. It's simple, but it's profound. Because something that can get challenged and questioned is really going to let you know, like, how much in alignment you are. as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be questioned? Can it be challenged? Can we have a conversation about it? Even if it's the truth. Even if yours is the truth, then the other person may not be speaking so truthfully, but maybe they're speaking a higher level truth that you can't even see. Those are like the curious stuff and the thoughts that go in my mind. I
don't think they're horns. I think they're cat ears.
Can you imagine? Who said it, Garrett? Yeah, Garrett was talking about look like a lion. That's what Kathy told me in the reading. Remember that? She's like, "You're a giant lion."
Pretty cuddly one.
I see myself as this guy.
A bobblehead. All right. I'll let Ron know we can wrap up.
She is in the vortex and can only imagine what's going to unfold for her. Yep, there she is.
Oh. Hello.
You guys, I don't know what's happening.
Energy.
My computer is just like, and it just goes out. It just it just goes out, says broadcasting issue. Like, I don't know. I'm not understanding. I'm really not. But my phone on live on Instagram is still up.
Huh.
It's the current.
It's the frequency here, I guess. It's the vortex. But I apologize. So sorry, you guys. So sorry. But my followers here on the Instagram was asking me questions about my diet, and they were asking me how long am I vegan, and I kind of was explaining to them about that. But I wanted to hear more about Dell, and thank you for talking to me about, your dad and your belt. And I wanted to finish hearing the full story. And I kept getting rudely interrupted.
What part did you leave off at, so I can make sure?
I can't even remember. I think you were saying that once you won, after you won the belt, and then it zapped out.
Okay. So I won the belt from the contest I mentioned and got this free belt, but it helped me to reintegrate this experience with my dad in a new way, in a new embracing, meaning also I let my parents go from holding on to that resentment and feeling that it should have been different than them telling me no for getting the belt, because I was able to get it. So it made me be more appreciative of that, but then also just grateful for the synchronicities of just getting out the way, and the universe brought something together that I couldn't even fathom for winning this belt. I think she froze again.
It's all good.
Hello, whoever is here live, let us know who you are. What is up with you? We're just sharing the stories. I shared a story about the belt that I didn't really have here in a while, but I decided to bring the belt out today. Just rock it, as I'm rocking my kitty ears. So
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for today, to wrap it up, we've had a discussion about shaman, the vortex, frequencies, synchronicities, and inner child work. Covered a lot.
It's like inner child integrative work, meaning like speaking to that child within you.
Yeah.
From a place of love and compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understood how that child partner is upset in that moment.
Yeah.
It's like when you really want something as a kid and then you don't get it, you get very upset.
Yeah.
I see with Jaden happening now. But then what can happen is you have that lingering energy of anger or resentment
Mm-hmm.
that just carries on as we're adults, and we don't even remember like these little moments that just add up to all these other moments.
Yeah.
So just having that conversation with myself and seeing that
Yeah.
from this belt experience
Yeah.
helped me to just solidify more of a deeper relationship with myself,
Yeah.
and also just a realization that we all have experiences in our lives, especially in our childhood, in which there's unprocessed things
Yeah.
over something so little
That's so funny.
that we don't even know. We just have this big avalanche that's happening now,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know that little root thing that happened before. Like even when I said the whole abandonment thing, which I held space for myself and understood where it's coming
Mm-hmm.
from seeing what happened to me, but it really wasn't abandonment. And I was able to talk to myself in that compassionate way. Like, yeah, see, this is what happened. This is why this happened. This is why my mom did what she did because of this. It's no wrong with it, but she did what was best so I can be able to experience what I experienced. And then my kid was like, okay, well, of course, okay. But it's so much magic when we actually start to ask our kid part of ourselves, what do they need, what would they like to have the experience. And also, like for me, by me doing this thing with the belt, it's me saying to my kid part of me, like, I got you.
Yeah.
And it's game over now because now I don't need someone to tend to the kid in me
Right.
anymore
Mm.
because I'm tending to the kid in me.
Powerful. Thank you for joining us.
Did we even do a countdown? No? Yes?
We did not,
Oh.
and it was great.
Okay.
So I guess we'll just hit everybody with the logo.
Stay magical.